Right, welcome to session number. Oh my god, is it 9? Or is it 8?
It's
It's
like
8. It's 8. It's 8. It's 8. So we're on session 8. Cool, cool, cool. So last time we left on a minor cliffhanger, not really cliffhanger, but we were about to go to the theatre. What was it called? Let me just have a look here.
We had a day or a day, didn't we?
Yes, you have it.
Yeah.
Before,
Yeah.
because there are definitely things we want to prep.
Mm-hmm. So let me just have a look. So if you are watching, yeah, we're gonna try not to do too much prep, but this is quite a big time. So yeah, we are off to the theatre. We'll call it a day's time. So tomorrow night, we are off to the theatre. Swan has invited you all to a meal at a rather large steakhouse, which is in the centre of town, in quite a nice area, not too far from Helios Plaza. And that is tonight, so the night before. And that is up to you whether you want to go or not. He has requested that you use semi-formal attire. Don't look like a bunch of dickheads who wandered in from the street. But that's about it. That's the only thing that you've been told so far. He should have some news for you, but it's not a. He says if you have your own preparations to make, I can fill you in tomorrow. It's nothing. You don't need to come along.
Is there a guest list? Do we know?
No,
Did he tell you who's
no.
turning up?
No, he literally just asked you to go, and that's it. All three of you. He just said, yeah, you can.
I mean, I
Well,
imagine
would
we
I
have
have-
some time before, right?
Yeah.
For dinner?
Yes, yeah. We're in. We've got like a few hours yet.
Okay, would
Yeah.
I have time to pick up the Maca eggs from the farmer and still attend the take?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, like the two things I really wanted to do was, try to get some more ammo for my Gatling and my a gunblade, and then talk to Harlock and Tobias. Harlock to kind of, and bring to confront him about his warning to the former mayor, and try to get him to help us out. And Tobias to get boom booms for
Boom
survival.
booms. I love that.
Anyone else have any plans?
Is there a chapter of the Order of Vigilant in the city at all?
There are Order Vigilance people in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you do have means to contact them if you want to.
Yeah, I want to ask about if they know anything about a seventh son. I want to follow up that lead
Okay.
because Havelock's note seemed to suggest the seventh son.
And then we also had the 7-pointed star.
Yeah, I wanted to work out what the significance of that was.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because
So
we know it's an elder vampire or something like that, but we don't know.
I mean,
if
you
there's
can
anything
just go
more,
with.
like any
you can
legend
take all the
associated
evidence.
with it. Yeah.
Sorry. We keep pausing for the exact same amount of time.
okay. So anyone else got any plans going forwards for the next day? Day and a bit. 2 days maybe.
Maybe it would be a good time to ask if Rake knows anything about the symbol. Like, he's a red man which knows a lot of things, and we know of a weird occult vampire symbol. So I might go ask him about that.
Okay. That's cool. So all three of you are in your rooms within the hotel that you've been given over to stay in, which is the. I need to remember what these things are called. Looks like. You are in the. It's going to annoy me if I don't get it.
Isn't it the Charlton?
The Charlton, that's it. So you are in the Charlton, 6-star rooms. They're pretty nice, but in a weird way, you guys feel a bit, not over, not. you're underdressed, and this isn't the kind of place that you want to be at any point. You know what I mean? You really don't want to be in a place like this. You want to be down and grungy. You're all from that world, right? You don't actually know what to do with a cafetiere and shit like that, right? You've got no idea how to make shit. You're just people bringing you really expensive meats and they're actually giving you upset stomach because you're just not used to it. You're used to rat meat and the communal soup that you get that no one's quite sure what the fuck's in it. You know, so having all this like expensive, rich food is your first day maybe you were gorging on it, but then after that you just got ill. You know, and you're breaking out in like greasy skin and stuff. You're just not used to it. So I'm guessing you guys are itching to get down and dirty and get back to where you do your best work, which is down in the streets with all the other people and getting shit done.
We have preparations to make,
You got preparations to make, so we'll go with Sangern first. We'll go with each person. We'll go with Sangern, and then so you know what? Let's do a roll for it. I want to do Sangern first because this seems like the most pertinent plans. So we'll do D6, and 1, 2, 3 is Dennis, and 4, 5, 6 is Filberto. After that, okay. So we'll go with Dennis and then Filberto. So Sangern first. So what have you been up to the past day or two in the city and since we saw you last, and you have this big event looming over your head, which is going to be occurring imminently, or tomorrow night.
So the first thing he wanted to do is pretty much right after they finished the conversation is he wanted to go to Havelock.
Mm-hmm.
But well, yeah, he wants to go to Havelock and then Tobias.
Okay, Havelock and then Tobias. Okay. So, Havelock himself isn't really somebody who is going to be easy to get to. Mainly because you're working for the opposition. You're working for Felix Autumn, who's running against him to claim the title of Mayor of New Corinth. So, how would you go about reaching him?
Well, Swan did say he would get him a message that I was looking to talk to him personally.
All right, how would you word the message?
I mean, he knows Sangren by name. They've met a couple times now, and he also, I believe he knew Sangren was a Blackcoat.
Mm-hmm. He was aware, yeah.
Yeah.
And a vampire.
And the vampire thing was before even the Blackcoat thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he would say, I would send the message, have the message written H, the way he's been signing his messages to me and to this other one.
Mm-hmm.
Need to talk urgently regarding the former mayor Crow, was it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Regarding Crow, and he'd put the number 7, and then just sign Sangren.
All right. Are you giving him a means to contact you?
Yes. I mean, yeah. I guess the best, if he, the best place would be Arthek's house, since we're kind of being in and out of there.
Okay. So you give the address of Arthak's residence, one of his residences anyway.
One that we've been using, yeah.
Okay, so you send that off in the morning, and a few hours later, you do get a knock on the door of your rooms in the Charlton, and there is a man there. Looks like a general messenger who's been paid to take this across to you, and he hands you this leaflet, this piece of paper that has a seal on it, and it is the seal of Lord Havelock.
I will take a look at it.
Mm-hmm. Do a perception check for me.
That is, I have my character sheet up. I've just got to find the tab.
Yeah.
Mind and perception, yeah.
Yeah. Three 5s. Okay, so You've noticed that this seal has been broken and reattached onto the letter. This isn't something that a normal observational eye would be able to catch. So maybe somebody has done this and thought that you wouldn't notice, but you have noticed. That was quite a hard roll as well. I was expecting 3 successes, so yeah, you were. It's been well done, but you didn't have to rely on on Filberto or Dennis, or mainly Filberto coming in and giving you a hand. You can see this has been reattached to the envelope. So somebody has seen this message.
Is there anything about the messenger that looks like he might have been a part of it, or is he just
No?
run of the mill?
He looks like a clueless wanker. Like literally, he's just some schmuck from the local courier office who's just been told to run this over.
So I'm gonna take a look at it and see what it says, because that's gonna dictate my response to that.
I'm gonna do it in Havelock's voice. So, Sangan, my boy, good to hear from you at last. What a party we had last time we spoke. I would also like to, there's no in there, because it's me thinking, obviously. I would also like to extend to you an invitation to one of my humble abodes in the city. I hear you've been keeping interesting company. Cannot wait to share a glass with you. Your friend, Lord Horatius Havelock.
All right, I'm gonna there's an address there?
Yes, there's an address there. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to I'm gonna I mean, it's not something I expect a response. I would just go there, right?
Yes, you would literally just go there. If you want to go there, you can do.
All right, I'm going to thank the courier so you can dismiss him, and I'm gonna call for Ken.
Yeah.
I feel like we've got like a mini bar. But,
Yeah.
like, instead of mini bottles, they're like the 50 centiliter bottles.
Wouldn't there be a champagne cooler?
Yeah, it is a 6-star room. There is like champagne. There's fucking all sorts in there. You can't get
this is. But I mean, I feel like we just keep that stocked just to keep, for when we need Ken, we just have little bottles. So I'm gonna call for Ken because I want him, and I'll call for Ken.
So Ken, if you call for Ken, he is generally in Dennis's room, because Dennis is very rarely in his room because obviously not his style. Let's be honest. It does take him a while to materialize, and you have this horrid sensation of something in the corner of your eye, and you notice the head of a gargantuan spider just appearing through the wall.
And I have that thing where it's like I kind of see it, look, and then have to when you look away and just Whew.
And he just goes, "Hey man, how's it going?"
I can, and I'm gonna toss him the bottle.
Sweet. And he like a massive forelimb just comes through the wall, takes it, and let's just say for comedic effect that Filberto, you're waiting for Dennis in Dennis's room, just like checking out, just wanting to have a word with him before you go on your own errands. You look over and you see this spider is on the wall, but his head and forearms are sticking through the wall, and the spider is like normal size. It's like normal tarantula size. Whereas on the other side of the walls is like fucking massive, So he just like pops it and just starts glugging it, and he goes, "Yeah, what can I do for you?"
All right, I know how we're always calling for you, but I'm gonna show him the address. It's like I have a meeting here. But somebody's intercepted this letter.
Oh.
If you could go, and someone good. If you can go and just scout out, so that since you can get there faster. Scout out so that when I get there, I'm not walking in blind.
Sure. He just says, anyone in particular I need to be looking out for, or?
Well, Havelock is gonna be there. I don't know if Ken has met Havelock.
No.
I think he came after.
Yeah.
He'll be like me.
You mean big and not good looking?
I'm gonna kind of lift up my lip and show the fang.
Oh.
I'm trying to say it out loud because rooms.
Right,
Um,
right.
But you know,
At this
keep an eye
moment,
out.
there is a knock on the door, and the door opens, and a waiter comes in, and he's holding like a tray of hors d'oeuvres. He stands there, looks to you, and goes to talk, and then looks to the wall, and literally his hands just drop, and he falls backwards and faints, and his cutlery goes
Can I
everywhere.
catch the food?
Yeah,
Can I try to catch the food?
you can certainly
Don't wanna
try.
make a mess.
You can certainly try.
I
Roll
don't want a mess.
roll speed. Yeah, roll speed. Let's go for. You do not catch the food. You catch a few hors d'oeuvres, but that's it. And Ken's like, "Ah, sorry. I just figured I'd be this size because, well,
Ease a conversation. I get it. Don't worry. He probably won't remember what happened.
I mean, I'm kind of hard to forget, you know."
I think he'll try real hard. And then but yeah. All right. I'll see you there shortly.
All
I'm
right.
gonna send a message off.
Yeah, he pulls backwards and he removes himself from the wall and goes walking away, and he is going to be doing a little bit of scouting for you out there. So
Yeah, I am gonna send a message to Arthek to let him know I'm going to meet Havelock, but that someone may have intercepted the message.
okay,
Probably telegram.
okay, that's fine.
Do you know that? Do you know Havelock's address?
Yeah,
I
it
have
was
the
on
address
the.
that he gave me.
That is the legit address. No, that was a reason. That's a reasonable thing you
Yeah,
want to check.
yeah.
I
So
mean, it wouldn't be his main address. You
But
know.
an address that you might have known that he might have been associated to.
Oh, I mean, Sandgren is just gonna assume he's taking him to the right place.
are you leaving now? Are you going to head there now?
Yeah, I'm gonna head there now. I might also send one other message to where Tobias is being kept
Yeah.
to let him know that I'll be stopping by, since we've got a bit of a situation coming up the next day.
Okay. So that's fine. So Tobias has got his own little apartment, and just you get a little runner back because the Blackcoats do have runners. Just a thumbs up. Yeah. Cool. Like he's ready.
Yeah.
He's ready.
You know, just so that he doesn't blow up the first person to walk into there.
Yes.
You know, on purpose or on accident.
Okay. So, what we will do is we will fast forward. You walk through the streets of New Corinth. They're kind of bustling, you know. The handball season may be over, but that doesn't mean trade stops and everything like that stops. Everything carries on. And here we go. You're on your way to Havelock's estate. So Havelock's estate is actually a part of an apartment complex. It's a penthouse, and as the rain starts to come in, it's actually quite pleasantly warm. We're getting into spring now, so it's not too bad. And as you look up, there are several men in top hats and Victorian era, you know, coats hanging around with canes, and they say before the doors, and they say, "Excuse me, sir, can we help you at all?"
I'm gonna have I'll put the letter out and say, I'm Sandgren here to see Havelock.
They take it from
He's
you and nod.
expecting me.
They question upstairs, you know, and a little chirp comes down on the intercom, and they say, "May go in, sir. Enjoy." And he opens up, and there is a reception area down there, and a rather large elevator at the back of the hall. That's it. There's no other way of getting up. So
Yeah.
obviously he's taking his security quite seriously.
Yeah. Has Ken reached out to me?
Not yet. No. Not yet. No.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna head up the elevator.
All right. So you head into the elevator, and there is a clink clink, and the elevator starts to shudder as it goes up, and you notice as you go to press the button to go up, Ken is there just on the on the controls, sort of making you, you nearly touch him.
Definitely pause.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Sangard isn't, like, afraid of spiders, and he's not afraid of Ken, but it's more the giant parts and the suddenly appearing parts that do throw him a little bit. He just, he needs to take a breath, and then he's good. So he can, like, give Ken a little pat and then press the button. And
He's
like, all right, what have you found out? As I'll probably take out another, like, small bottle that he's taking with him.
It's talking like one of the little mini bottles of wherever it is. Yeah. He's like, yeah, thank you. He's like, so that guy is paranoid as fuck. Like, seriously, like he it's gonna be a while, by the way. You're going up to the 22nd floor, so it's gonna take a while. But yeah, he's got about 30 to 40 guards in there. He's expecting some trouble. It seems pretty normal to me. Like, he's not making any sort of nefarious things, and his aura seems afraid rather than nefarious. I don't think he's out to hurt anybody. Seems like quite a chill dude, actually.
Is there anyone around that doesn't seem like one of his guards, or rather, one of his guards that seems a little more dangerous than he or I should be?
Well, yeah, one guy in a black sheepskin coat. Yeah, you're not technically supposed to wear black, and he doesn't see either. He doesn't know that, or he just doesn't care. But yeah, he's hanging around quite a bit, and I think he's one of the guard detail. But I'm not really sure about anything else.
All right. Just keep an eye out if anyone's coming. It looks like anyone's making a move, and just let me know. And the people we're up against could be particularly dangerous, so try to stay out of their way once you let us know.
I'll just stay on top of the elevator, and I'll come back with you when you leave.
Thank you, Ken.
Alrighty.
I'll give him a little pat.
He scuttles up and goes into the upper rafters of the elevator. So the elevator opens, and you're greeted by two guards. Step out, please, sir. Spread your arms, please, and take a wide stance.
Yep.
They pat you down. It's very thorough. Are you wearing any weapons?
So he would have had his guitars.
Yeah, they take
little
those.
Fist punchy thing.
Yeah.
He'd had the silver dagger.
Mm-hmm.
And he would have had, and he is also wearing the gloves with the metal inlay under them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, are they gonna, whether they take the gloves off or not? I'm curious.
They probably would ask you to take the gloves off. I mean, this is they're being thorough. Like, so your boots off, everything. They're just Yeah,
but whether they notice the gloves are actually, like, weaponized.
I would say no. Unless you do anything to alert them, that they're not gonna they're gonna look at your gloves, but they're gonna want to look inside rather than what they're made of and what they're capable of. So
he would definitely let them take the obvious ones, but he wouldn't. Not because he's worried about having hurt Havelock, but if someone jumps them, he wants to at least be able to throw a good punch.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's not gonna do anything.
So, as you walk in, they give you your boots back, and you obviously put them on if you want to put them on. But in the room, you can see several guards milling around in a brown trench coats, and you do see the man in the sheepskin coat sitting off to the side. He seems to be sharpening a blade of some sort, but everyone seems to have weapons on them, and they're just looking around and pretty nervous because it's not often that a vampire comes a calling, and
is the sheepskin guy human?
Why didn't you have a little checky check there?
A little sniffy sniff?
Yeah, a little sniffy sniff. You needed 2, right?
I
to
think
stoke
so.
the blood? Okay. So, you're getting a sense that this guy is human, but he has some devil-blooded signature. Hooey! Yeah, he reeks of it. Yeah. In fact, there are a few of them who reek of it in here, but this guy, yeah, he is. You're getting a definite whiff of the infernal from him. Doesn't mean he's evil.
Tasty.
It just means
he's not tasty.
Yeah, he just means he's powerful in magic, essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, he seems quite powerful.
All right. And Havelock's there?
Havelock's sitting at his desk at the end of the room, yeah, and he steeples his fingers and says, Sangan, my boy, how are you?
It's been an interesting few months, to say the least.
I hear that. I hear you've been up to all sorts.
That's an understatement.
Did you bring me back anything from the wastelands?
Sadly, we weren't able to bring back much of anything with the, with the army and the dragon.
So I hear. Yes, well, what can I do for you, my boy?
And, so Sangern would have, I should have mentioned this, but Sangern would have wanted a copy of the note that Filiberto had. And he would have,
Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah.
if that's all right.
Yeah,
because
that's fine.
It's like, well, I wanted to have a chat with you about this, and then
Actually,
show
I thought you went back to the morgue and.
I did go back to.
Yeah,
to
I
get
think you've
the
got it on
original.
you. Yeah.
You've got the original.
Yeah. So, I would I'd have it folded. I'd say I just wanted to have. Well, the starters, I'd like to have a chat about this. And then
So,
pass it down.
are you giving it to him or sliding it across the desk, or what are you doing?
Sliding it across the desk.
Okay, so he picks it up and his nose wrinkles slightly and says, I see you have come across my esteemed friend, Mr. Crow, or what was left of him.
Well, we've been looking into it.
He looks honestly pained. He looks like not happy. He says, yeah, so a bad business.
Yes,
Very bad.
Can we speak freely here?
Of course. Kindred to kindred, as they say.
Just kind of like with a glance around at the guards.
He says, he looks at them and says, leave us. And they just back off, pretty much out of earshot. There's a very large room you're in, so they just go milling around the other end of the room by the
And we
elevator.
can talk quite quietly as vampires.
Yeah.
So, there's been a lot of deaths lately, and if you follow the pattern, they're making a 7-pointed star.
He looks at you. Really? He looks at you quite quizzically. He says, "Can you draw this symbol?" And he gets a piece of paper and a pencil and gives it to you.
Yeah, I will draw it, but also, and also, what does it have to do? I'm assuming it has something to do with the seventh son, and I'll draw the symbol out. Not exactly, because Sangern isn't an artist.
Yeah.
To put it lightly.
So he looks at this and seems, a bit perplexed. He says, This is the symbol of Clan Faust. Vampiric clan. Duskfall Empires. One of the main rivals to House Galarian, actually. He just leans back and he seems pretty, how do I put this? Perplexed. Not perplexed, but taken aback, yeah. It says, their house is a house of lies, deceit, dark magics, as they all are, but blood mages, my friend. Vampiric blood mages. People like us, but people who dabble further in the powers that are allotted to us at birth. These is, you're saying the killings make this symbol?
They will. What do you know of them? Is there a matriarch?
As far as I know, I honestly do not stick to current events in Duskfall. Doing so brings you under the guise of the Blackcoats when you're in the Dominion, and I prefer to keep them, apart from your good self, of course, from my doorstep. Because you people do not like my kind very much. So
I'm aware.
I do not have a huge clue of goings on in the Duskfall Empires. All I know is that this is the symbol of Clan Faust. And if Clan Faust are involved, it usually means they're acting alone and without the input of the other empires.
Oh, that's something we can work with.
Mm.
I believe that there's a matriarch here, and I do believe I'm about to have a run-in with them.
Well, I sincerely wish you the best of luck. I'm glad I could clear that up for you. Now, is there anything else I can do for you?
Sorry, I'm thinking out of character. Like Sangren would have like thought this through a little bit more, but I'm trying to decide whether in character Sangren would give too much information away. As for Swan's, as far as Swan would be concerned.
You did mention the Seventh Son, didn't you?
It did. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, in your note, what is the Seventh Son?
A figure I have been hearing about more and more as I've risen through the power of politics here in New Corinth. An underground figure who I hear was hired by those I do not know to at least track my illustrious forebear, Mr. Crow. I tried to warn him of the Seventh Son's input, but unfortunately, that was too late. The identity of the Seventh Son I know not. I do not know at all. But there may come a time when he reveals himself, and I am rather perplexed that he's evaded my notice so far. Why he's doing it, I don't know, and why he saw fit to get rid of the last mayor, I also have no idea.
Well, at least that gives us some leads to look in to better prepare ourselves for this potential fight. I do believe that the two are acting together, as I point to the star.
Mm-hmm. He nods and says, "Yes." He looks back and says, "I agree, and I have a debate to prepare for tomorrow, but I'm sure things will be rather interesting. I was tempted to call it off, but my advisors say to do so would be only to be giving my opponent the upper hand in the debate, so to speak. But I will speak no more of that, considering your new affiliation."
Sangren's gonna nod and say, "Yes, politics at its finest."
I do hope you'll work one day for me, my boy, when I take my seat as mayor.
Yeah, I'm not a man who enjoys a leash, but I'm happy to work work with those who make it beneficial.
I'm sure we can come to some arrangement.
Kind of like with a little wink, because
yeah,
their last work ended well.
Yeah, he said, "Yeah, no, I will make sure to how do I say, make it worth your while. Let me win the seat first, and then we'll talk. But best of luck to your man and to you."
Sangren's gonna nod and kind of stand up and turn to go, and just before he heads out, he's gonna kind of turn back to Havelock and just be careful between now and then, because, and I'm gonna gesture towards the. Or I probably have to take the note back with me.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna kind of just wait, lift up the note. It's like, this isn't over. And I kind of get like a really pointed stare,
Yeah.
But I can't. I don't want to have to tell Swan that I lie to Swan about telling him stuff.
Oh yeah. Okay. So he nods at that and goes back to what he was doing. He just goes back to saying, he says, "I thank you for your candor, and should things go my way, I'll make sure you're adequately compensated for your help."
I'm just gonna kind of wave, wave as I head out.
Okay.
And as I'm passing by the, I imagine the black sheep coat guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna kind of look at him with like, just like let a little bit of the vampire out, while I'm up close, so he, knows,
Okay.
and just kind of like keep an eye out.
Okay. So yeah, he's he looks up straight away like,
Yeah, I like to get him to I like do the vampire to make him look me right in the eyes as I
mm.
say, keep an eye out, and
Okay.
then head out.
So yeah, he looks at you kind of like, and goes back to what he was doing. He looks very not challenged, but like, keeping an eye on this one. Sort of a look in his face as he goes back to sharpening his steel.
Yeah. Well,
So you're back in the elevator heading down. What was the second thing you wanted to do? You wanted to speak to
bias.
Tobias. Yeah. Okay. So we can skip forward to that if you want. It's fine.
Well, if Ken has nothing to say, nothing. Oh, crap! I meant to tell Havelock that the letter got intercepted. I totally forgot.
I
well.
I think you did at the start. You mentioned it at the start. Was that it got intercepted? Yeah.
I did. Okay.
Yeah.
I hope.
So
Yeah.
so at least he knows. I've made a note of it. He knows. It says here, and he knows
Okay.
anyway.
Okay. Good then.
So he so Ken has nothing more to say. Like he listened into your conversation, and all the other guards remained quiet. Didn't say anything much. Tobias has a really cool place. It's basically underneath a pub, and then
Is it cool or is it terrifying for some?
as you walk into the pub, you can see that there are people are trying to like have drinks and things, but the pints like shaking on the tables, and like and the nuts are like falling off tables, and the actual barman is actually there just like with his head in one hand, as another bang goes off, and the entire place shakes, and he just like, hello, welcome to the Drowned Rat. What can I get you?
I'm just like looking at the table. I'm gonna sigh and it's like, cause I know what this man is going through. I know it in my soul. So I'm just gonna give him like literally, I guess it's like a few shillings for like a drink usually, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave 100 shillings on the table and say I need to talk to your tenant.
He looks down and says, are you wearing your black coat right now?
No, is he being ensconced by the Blackcoats? Because Arthek would have, if I'm supposed to be wearing it, Arthek would have mentioned it because Arthek was the one who put him away, right?
Yeah. So he looks down and says, thank you. And I think another one of your esteemed order, Mr. Arthak, we go back some ways. Well, I helped him out of a bind once, and yes, send your friend downstairs. Come here, and he brings the bar, the bar open, the handle thing, the thing. He says, "Come here, down the stairs to the left."
And I'm gonna thank him and sorry for the trouble.
No problem. And he goes back to doing what he was doing, but like he's like wiping the top of the counter and just shakes and he just gives up. He's like, and just sits down. As you open the door, heat wafts to you. You can smell gunpowder and acid on the air, and as you go in, you can see Tobias is there working feverishly on something, and you can see that there is a rat on the table that is dead. But there is also like a tiny orb above the rat with something glowing inside of it, and he's looking at it through these like spectacles, and he's turning them to like magnify them. Like,
is he trying to make Skaven?
No, he's trying to make soul engines.
So he's like looking at this orb, and like he looks up at you and says, Sangoon, hello.
Tobias, I see you've been busy.
Yes. Oh, don't step there. Don't step there. Just walk to the left. To the left.
I'm following his commands very carefully.
And
I'm also like somewhat disturbed by what I'm seeing.
And now forwards.
It's like viscerally wrong.
Forwards. That's a good chap. Right. Yep. You're fine. Right. Yes. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm not sure I want to know what this is, as he gestures to the rat,
Uh,
but
I ran out of juice, so I'm trying to perhaps use this to turn on some of my apparatus here.
okay. Deal with that later. Although I would avoid killing rats if you can.
Oh, this poor chap. No, he died on the way in. I think it was poisoned upstairs by the innkeep. Poor
Okay.
fellow.
All right. Well, if you can avoid killing any, you know, if you end up needing more, let's try to avoid killing them
Well,
because
tell the innkeep that I require power down here too. He siphons off all the power from the generator for his debauched business above me during the day, and I have to work throughout the night. I need my beauty sleep, so I have to seek alternative means of power.
we'll handle that soon. Um. So
Amateur hour.
okay. All right, Tobias, focus.
Hmm.
We have we have something, a bit of a fight coming up tomorrow, and it's going to be something a bit unlike what we've had to deal with in the past. So
Ooh. Sounds
I was
bracing.
hoping to get something from you to help even the odds. If you have anything that is safe enough to transport, that won't that will not bring down a building. There's going to be other people there.
He just shrugs and says, "Where's the fun in that?" Just
Well, maybe if the people all run away, then we can use something a little more. And he's gonna sigh so like deep in his soul
he says,
before he says interesting, something more interesting.
I do have something. And he goes to the back of the room and like pulls off black velvet from this thing. It looks like a gold Gatling gun.
What the?
And he says, yes, 500 rounds a minute. You can load it with spring loaders, with incendiary ammunition and things like that. Doesn't really require a power source, just gotta press the button. Combustion does the rest.
Okay.
Hell of a kick, though, so, try not to hold it, even those big meaty arms of yours.
I have used a similar one before, though I'm imagining yours is a bit more
This looks a lot bigger, yeah.
involved.
Yes, it has pipes, all sorts, falling off of it.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that. Also, if you have any more ammunition for my the gun blade you helped.
Oh,
create.
yes. He literally just kicks over a box to you, just slides across the door, and the floor just like knocks
Sangren
against
has to
your
have like a
floor.
moment of ooh, please don't kick live ammunition.
Oh, no, wait, not that one. He comes over and it's like, he picks it up and it's ticking, and he's like, ooh, which one is loose? And like smoke starts coming out of the box. And he just, hold this.
I'm gonna hold it, but like I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a way to keep it as far away from me as possible.
He goes in with both hands until he finds the thing that's giving the problem. Ah, there we go. Open that door over there for me, please. And there's a door on the side of the room.
He opens it.
He just chucks it in wherever this thing is. It bounces into the bathtub, which is tarred black and has like a hole in the bottom of it. And closes and locks the door. Cover your ears. I hear you people are sensitive.
He's gonna do that.
There's a loud explosion, like a grenade going off, and then
I mean, in general, if Tobias asks Sangren to do anything urgently, he does it. There's no time for thinking here. It's dangerous.
So he then goes and looks for another box and says, "Ah, this is the one. There you are. Oh no, not that one." And he takes it back and says, "No. You don't want these. No, this is far too complex. Here it is. And he gives you like a normal box of ammunition. It's like, like 500 rounds in there. There you go."
Sangren will thank him. And if you have anything that, I'm gonna be honest, we're fighting at least one vampire, like a matriarch, I guess. If you come up with anything between now and tomorrow, I'll pop by.
Sunburst grenades. He goes into the back of the room and says, now, you really don't want to be around when this thing goes off. And he, like, pulls out a box, and he pulls it across the floor. Any of them, really. They'll give you some wicked fucking sunburn, let me tell you that. And he gets them down and goes, well, you're quite diluted as a vampire, aren't you, from what I've understand? You don't really have any of the mojo, no? Is that what they call it?
Not that I've really come across.
Can you walk in daylight?
Yes.
Right, this should be fine, but still try not to be around it when it goes off. And he pulls out 10 of them on a belt, and they're these like round orbs that look like the like the Catholic scepter, the end of it, which got like a your thing that the king holds, like a not the scepter, but the other one, the round one. It's like that, but without the cross on it. He says, all you got to do is twist, and throw. Twist and throw.
Does he almost twist one of them?
Yes.
I feel like he almost twists one of them. I just put my hand on it. Got it. Twist and throw.
Twist and throw. Well, you have to twist both parts. Twist and throw. Right?
Got it.
Would you like to practice?
No.
We can practice in the bathroom. You can throw it in there.
Is it going to be enough?
One should be plenty to... If this vampire is as powerful as you say and as old as you say, this should do, yes. This should really, really ruin their day.
I meant, is the bathroom going to be enough to keep us and...
it'd be fine. Don't worry. It's just sunlight. But intense sunlight. It might flash fry my shower curtains, but that's about it.
Sangren really doesn't want to have to figure this out in the middle of a fight.
Mm-hmm.
So he will take him up on that offer. But, like, be really careful about closing that door tight.
Okay, that's fine. It goes off without a hitch. You literally twist it, you throw it into the room, and you close the door, and you hear like a big, loud bang, but it's like a high-pitched bang, and a huge flash of light goes from underneath the door, and you open it back up, and it's like, the shower curtains are gone, there's flames in different places, but it's fine. Tobias just pats them out. Says, right, I'll replace that one, and gives you another one. Is there anything else?
I mean, unless you can come up with anything, I do know that Filberto seems pretty excited by that rifle, and Dennis had those hooks. So if you have anything you can come up with to help them be better prepared,
give them some grenades.
This has been pretty amazing. Thank you, Tobias.
No problem. No problem.
I'll see what I can do about the power.
It's fine. It's fine. Oh, hang on 1 second. And he goes and gets the orb, and like places it into like a little generator, and the lights just start flickering onwards. Like not a lot. They're on for like a minute or two, as he's walking around. Then they fail again, and he just turns around and says, "No, it needs to be bigger." Anyway, have a nice time at the theatre.
Sangren's gonna nod and just kind of step away.
Okay.
Like, what did he just watch?
Okay. So you got the Gatling gun is going to be delivered to the to your hotel room or the hotel downstairs in a big crate.
Yep.
So
that isn't going to raise any suspicions.
So we will go to, is it Dennis next?
Yeah, I think.
All right. So so Dennis, what were you going to be getting up to just before we head into the theater tomorrow night?
First, I wanted to pick up the axe, Makamak's axe, back from the farm because it might be useful in the fight.
Yep. Okay.
And then I would try to meet with Rake.
Okay. Okay. So, the axe we can do because it's your farm. So, you just head there and you find the axe and you were able to just walk out with it, no problems asked. A few of the kids asked you to play rounders with them and handball with them. But that is up to you if you want to stick around and do some gaming with them. But you notice
as long as it doesn't take too much.
Yeah, It's fine, but a lot of them are disappointed Sangham's not there because you're getting the distinct feeling that he's like the mascot now. Because basically because he throws the kids and kids like being thrown. So
They do actually. I can tell you that for a fact.
yes, they like being thrown. So, you head back into town, and you're looking for Rake. Are you going back to the place where you saw him last? When
That
did
seems
you
like
see
the
him last?
most logical thing. The other thing is trying to walk behind rats.
Okay, so you're gonna go to rats and try and cool. So since you've never, I don't think you've ever met Rake in New Corinth. I don't think.
I did with
No, we did.
Simon.
He was with me.
Oh,
When- when we saw him.
Okay, that's fine. So if you go back there, he is no longer there, but there are rats scurrying about on the wharfside dock bar that you were at last time.
Yeah, that's a conundrum. I tried to talk with the rats. Maybe they remember me from last time.
Okay. Well, the rats can't talk back, so one of them does stop though, and sort of like goes back at its haunches and just looks at you like quizzically.
Could you lead me to Rake? You know the sword rat.
He runs around in a circle and then stops and goes back to like on his haunches again.
I started digging where he drew the circle.
Oh, it's solid wood, so there's nothing really underneath it. But like when you move to do that, he just falls on his back and just like acts like he's like, dying. He's like, and he gets up and does it again. Just keeps doing it. On the floor.
Is Rake dead?
He like if a rat could give you a look of what an absolute dumbass, he would. But like
You guys
like,
watch Ratatouille. They can't.
he gets up on his haunches again, and then walks over to a table, and then looks at a guy who is like eating what looks like a melted cheese sandwich.
Yeah, if I find Rake, I can buy you one. That's not a problem.
He just doesn't move.
He have his little
Ah.
paws on his hips.
I go to talk to the cheese sandwich guy.
He's
Never
like,
mind.
you're so fucking cheap. Like you just buy him a grilled cheese sandwich. Like why don't you just no?
Not yet.
Okay,
I'm gonna
okay.
just ask them. I assume the rat wants something else. I'm gonna ask the guy, hey, have you maybe seen a rat person around here?
He's just scoffing. He goes, "What? No, what a rat? And no, why?
Okay, I saw and slap his sandwich onto the ground so the rat can have it.
Okay, so he's not a small gentleman.
Oh man.
So yeah, let's do a well. He's actually going to go on the floor because like he's not expecting you to do that. But he is fucking furious because the rat just picks it up and just runs. He's like, yeah, and just runs away. He like stands up and let's do a roll to see how big he is. So I'm not being unfair. So let's do if this is a 4+, he is above 6'4", let's say. No, so he's like 6'2", 6'3". So still a big guy, still quite, meaty. And he says, "What the fuck would you do that for?"
Because you didn't want to tell me about the rat.
I don't know anything about a fucking rat.
Yeah, sure you fucking don't.
All right, so he's gonna take a swing at you because he's annoying. He's annoyed.
But he's also.
So he's not that strong. So
What with the angry spatula?
Let's take the normal stats of a reasonably fit person.
I gotta make a call real quick, but I will be listening.
Yeah, it's fine.
5d6 for a reasonable person.
He hits like air, but he's like 6'3". I mean, if he hits you, it's gonna hurt. So like, yeah, he swings and just hits air. He doesn't hit you. But you're getting the sense that he's swung for you to like get you to back off and leave him alone, basically. Because he doesn't follow through. He just like swings for you once. You like duck out the way because you're much quicker than he is. And he's expecting like what's gonna happen now, but he's got one fist up like he's ready.
Sound like a good time for a beating, so I guess I'm gonna attack him back. So that's
Okay.
strength plus brawn.
Yep. Yep. All right. Yeah. So you
So
just
that's
like
one,
you just
two,
like
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
you duck underneath or come backwards, and then you like you undercut him into the air, and he goes off of his feet onto his back, and then through the table that's behind him, and that lies there. He's like, he's not getting back up. Like he's down for the count.
That seems like an anime move.
Poor guy's just enjoying his grilled cheese sandwich, and then anyway, the rat comes back and just starts pulling at your your pants, your ankle.
Yeah, fair enough. I do follow the red then.
Okay, so you go to what looks like a salon of some sort. Looks like a like a little hair salon, and the rat darts inside, and a few of the women go woo as it runs past, and you hear a voice in there going, "Don't worry, girls, it's one of mine." And you can hear his voice in there.
Drake pimping it.
No, this is a normal salon. This is like a hair salon.
Okay, I was worried there was some furry stuff going on.
No. So if you walk in and he's like sitting in a chair, and like they're like combing his hair and stuff, and like getting all of like the knits out and things like that, and like
Worried or curious, Dennis?
so you can tell he's already been showered down, like he's already had a shower, and he's like, his nails been filed down and things like that, and he's looking a lot better. He's there, and
He looks like a wet rat, or like, I don't know, like a fluffy rat.
he kind of looks like a fluffy rat right now, and he like turns to look at you over at the corner of his eye and says, "Don't say a fucking word, kid."
I mean, just saying, if all rats look like that, you'd be probably way more likable.
What do you want?
Oh, I have this fancy symbol here, and considering you usually know everything anyone asks you about, I wondered if you knew anything about that.
Fascinating.
And I'd show him the symbol that we figured out from like the investigation and stuff.
Okay. So he looks at it and says, not a fucking clue.
Okay. We do know that it has, and maybe I whispered that to him, that the person who like drew the symbol drew it in corpses and tried to frame us for it, and now he's probably gonna murder a lot of people in city center. Oh, and it's a vampire, so if you know anyone who I could go ask, that would be nice too.
He chuckles and says, one person did all that?
Not a person, from what I know, it's more like a vampire lady who can turn herself into mist and burn holes in marble by stepping on it.
You mean vampire lady is in when he sort of like points towards like the vague direction of like where the driftwood would be, thousands of miles away, and then like cups his own massive breasts, imaginary breasts.
No, way stronger. Like that one doesn't actually have a body, I think. She's just like blood mist, which can coalesce into like a physical form sometimes.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell my people to keep their ear to the ground and see where we are.
Okay, thanks anyway.
That's all right. You want to get done, by the way? I've got an account.
No, would mess with the whole hobo disguise thing.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil that. Yeah. Anyway.
Although, wasn't Dennis a little bit cleaner because of the fact that you had to be in the high-class establishment?
No, he would be wearing the fancy clothes, but he wouldn't clean himself.
Ah. So you'd have to roll around in the dirt just immediately after leaving.
He has standards.
So
Okay,
yeah.
so you choose which bin you jump in instead before you jump.
Exactly.
That is. All right. So, are you ready to move on to to Filberto's part in all this? Or is there anything else
sure.
you wish to?
That's everything.
Okie dokie. So I've made a note that he's going to be going over there getting some information for you. So, Filberto, what are you up to on the run up to?
I wanted to find somebody from the Order Vigilant.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
wanted to chat to them about the significance of the seventh sun.
Okay. So that would be Swan would be your best bet to get in contact with him.
Yeah, I'd have a chat with Swan.
I see.
I guess I go to the steak dinner with Swan then.
Yeah, that's fine. So, if anyone else wants to turn up to this, you can do. But it was generally just going to be, if no one did, it was just going to be like you all just go and have a steak, essentially. It was your chance to talk.
Sangren is gonna show up.
Okay.
Yeah, free steak. Wait, is he gonna have us pay for the steak, or is it free steak?
You'll find out.
You'll find. Yeah, you'll find out when he's not going to split the bill. He is quite wealthy, so he is probably going to pay. For the
Okay,
steak.
fair enough. So then it would go.
Okay.
He also knows that we don't have any money left.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, he's had a good look at the old books there. He knows how shitty you guys are. You guys make small talk, over day. This is the first time you've heard Swan actually make such small talk and actually talk to you about general things that are going on in the world and what he thinks about Duskfall and whether he thinks a new Great War will come, things like that. Is there anything you'd like to say to him as you're going through this, or?
I'd like to ask if he's got any political leanings in the current election.
Do you mean in the actual?
Who would he vote for? Or...
I mean, he did send us to help his friend.
Yeah, but I mean, they could vote.
That's true. He could vote for someone. That is true. It's true.
So, as part of the casual conversation, I'd ask, who would you vote for?
He just says, just in case you didn't know what he looked like, got to put old Sam Neill in here.
Yeah, good old.
Good old Sam Neill with his doing his best Swan impersonation, but he doesn't look that severe right now.
For once.
No, he doesn't look that severe right now. He's pretty relaxed, seems, and he's just chilling out. He's chilling with the boys. He's having a. This is him right now, just chilling out, looking across the table and having a good time. He says when you've been in this line of work as long as I have, you tend to stay away from politics. I like Mr. Autumn. He's a good boy. But he's, a little, how do we say, eccentric. So, I like Havelock as well. But having one of his kind in any particular place of power, no offense, boys, is something no Blackcoat can actually get behind. So I guess in terms of law of averages, probably Autumn. But if you remove the vampire equation, probably Havelock.
Intriguing.
What is that? Is that meant to be anything? That?
No, that was just me. That was me out of character googling.
No, I mean like the Ukrainian thing. Or was that? Did you post that in the wrong place?
Oh, yes, I did post it in the wrong place. Sorry.
I was wondering, what the fuck? So yeah.
Sangren's gonna say, speaking of Havelock, I did have a word with him.
Yeah.
And we have, he may have given us a lead.
Oh.
So I'm gonna explain to him the vampire clan, and while he doesn't have much information, that's the clan that the symbol is from. And that what little he had about the seventh son being the assassin that he had heard was stalking.
He nods and says,
I gotta take this call. Sorry, guys.
That's okay. He nods and says, In fact, that might be a good place to have a quick break, like a 5-minute break to let him do his call. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Boom.
gone these 4 years past, and when that man came back, those haunted hollow eyes, he sang the lullaby. You'll pay for what you read.
back to it. Yo. Let me know when you're back.
Back.
Excellent.
I am back. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Glad to talk to Swan for once and not be screamed at.
Yeah, well, he's pretty chill. He's pretty chill.
Maybe he resigns
For now.
himself to death.
He's pretty chill until you cross him, and then he's he's annoying.
We should be worried that he's chill.
Yeah, it's like watching a shark just smile at
Yeah.
you, like, all right, yeah, how's it going? Yeah. So, in response to that, Sangan, he comes back and says, well, fill me in a little bit more. What have you found out in the meantime?
I mean, I'm trying to remember everything that was said, but yeah, because it was the assassin with God, I'm trying to remember. But yeah, Sangren would tell him everything he knows about, about the family and about the seventh son.
So, he nods and just says, so this seventh son has been moving around political circles for a few years now, handing out pamphlets and things like that. Guy, mute yourself if you're gonna cough down me. So yeah, he says, he's been handing out flyers and, in general, talking about closer relations with Duskfall. How it should be one empire covering the Black Glass Sea. You know? Marriages between us, things like that. All lies and foul practices of magic in the Dominion that we don't want or need. So whoever this person is seemed to not want Crow involved in being mayor. Crow was a staunch Dominionite. He was a staunch hater of magic. In fact, he had 2 bionic arms, which is as you go, you know. But, yeah, he seems like a dissident that needs watching. If we ever find out who he is, he'll be strung up on the gallows, I should think.
I think it might be the same person that has an interest in Hemlock. Hemlock and this blood base. Let me check. Wolfsbark and Wolfsbane and Willowbark tincture.
He nods and says, I've heard of this. It is a Duskfallian poison, used in their executions of their own kind. But it can be used on other people as well. Normal people. You inject it into the bloodstream of someone who is of the blood, so to speak, no matter how weak it is, and it has a rather explosive effects.
When you mean of the blood, what do you mean?
Well, I'm sure you know.
Sangren's gonna kind of cross his arms and lean back.
Anyone exposed to any sort of rift may develop erratic powers. I'm assuming even us at this table have different levels of corruption. I may even have some. Not enough to cast spells, so to speak, but, you know, if someone were to inject me with this that you were speaking of, you know, there may be a very messy cleanup operation going on in this here establishment. In short, whilst it is a good lead, all it does is narrow it down to every noble in the Duskfall empires who could be coming after this person.
How rare is it?
You would have to leave that one with me. but I'm fairly sure it is rather rare.
Sanger did mention the family as well. The dusk, that the symbol belongs to, right?
Yeah,
So,
you just mentioned the family, so it just slipped out of my mind. So,
so I was like, well, between the seventh son and the family, or at least we can try to see who has had contact between them.
Faust,
In it.
a bunch of degenerate scallywags. And he just leans back and says, if they are involved, they may be ankle biters in the Duskfall Empire, but they are still rather powerful ankle biters. They wish to have a new ally in New Corinth. It could split the Dominion in two. He just shakes his head and says, we cannot allow their presence to go here undetected. We need to cut it out. And tomorrow evening is the best chance to nip this in the bud. Anything else?
Well, I was gonna requisition some weapons to help us stand our ground a bit better, but I imagine that's gonna be pretty hectic with everyone being deployed tomorrow.
He nods and says, let's not forget, gentlemen, that we own New Corinth, really. If you want weapons in that theatre, just say the word.
Oh, we're bringing everything.
Yeah.
Alright. He says,
And you have a friend, Sango, that you went to go see.
Well, it definitely would not have told Filiberto that.
Well,
That's
I mean,
something.
I'm still going to suggest, didn't you have a friend?
Yeah, I have some new toys that we should all find very interesting.
What did this
And
Tobias give you?
enlighten me, please.
He's gonna explain the sunburst grenades.
He nods and says, useful, useful.
He's got a few of them. I was gonna hand them out between us and whoever you would suggest.
I suggest keeping these to yourselves. You are the only men of a vampiric nature on the team tomorrow, so it may be best for you to use these grenades at your discretion. You know
That's
what you
fair.
can withstand and what you can't.
That's fair. I've also he also gave me a few more rounds for the weapon I got in when we were the wastes, as well as a chain gun on steroids. So that should help us.
He says,
As long as our enemy can be shot, we still don't really know how you kill a vampire without a body.
Well, it has to be corporeal sometimes, or else it wouldn't have been able to make those footprints.
Only when it wants, not when we want it.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to do our best to be ready when it wants to be.
so, the bill comes, and everything goes quiet for a while, and you can almost see, like, he's kind of amused, Swan, like, looking around the table, like, he doesn't move his head, but he sort of, like, looks, like, He says,
He's just waiting for us to twitch.
He says, gentlemen, please allow me. And he, like, gets the bill and just gives them, like, he writes them a check and puts it in. And he goes, the company is paying for this get-together.
Wow.
Thanks.
Don't
Cheers for
thank
that.
me. Thank your government taxes. Anyway.
Sangren will raise a glass because I imagine that's kind of entertaining.
Yeah.
Towards Swan.
Yeah, he's quite happy with his own joke. He says, I will bid you adieu, gentlemen. Tomorrow, 4 p.m., meet me outside the theatre. There is a bench. I'll be sitting there reading the paper. And he gets up and nods to you all and walks out.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing more to do, really.
Well,
Maybe set some bear traps, but that will likely get more civilians than monsters. So no.
So,
well, right before we leave the dinner, Sangren's gonna say, "Well, we've been through a lot, the three of us, and we've survived some pretty bad stuff. But yeah, here's to another, well, another narrow survival." And he's gonna raise his glass to the two of them.
To continuing the streak, and Dennis also raises his glass.
I raise my glass as well.
cool. So we can use that moment to skip to the next day. You all spend quite a restless night in the hotel, and eventually, the time
Well,
comes.
I don't sleep.
No, you don't sleep. No, you just like walk around and do your own thing, do experiments. But eventually, the next day comes, and you guys head towards the theatre district of New Corinth, which is quite a lovely place. It is very vertically built. The rain is coming in. We're still in the throes of spring, so there's a rather nice smell on the air of vegetation, and which is not something that you normally get in New Corinth. But now we're having a nice time of it. So let me get you a few pictures here because I don't normally do that many pictures, and I should do really.
I assume we are wearing the black for this.
You can be wearing the black for this. You can.
I will be.
It's up to you. But
I mean, we were meant to meet him in front.
yes.
Right?
Yeah.
When you see him, he is wearing his black coat. He is sitting there with his leg
so
crossed.
it's standard, so we go full in black coat and mask. But wait, why is he reading a
Sangren's
newspaper then?
I mean, Sangren would have been in the black because of the sheer number of weapons he's carrying at this point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. Axe, vampire slaying claw, 2 sets of ferrite chains.
So
I mean, yeah, he'll have had sheaths as best as he can for what he can have.
When you get to the central square, and you can see underneath an awning, he's sitting there reading his paper. He doesn't have a mask on. He just has his black coat on. But it's like he has the plague. That there is a 30-foot circle around him where people are actively walking around that one awning and not looking at him. And he's just got his monocle in, and he's twitching his moustache as he reads the daily stock prices and things like that of the different corporations. Like, he just... And when you get over to him, you're thinking, oh, he must be reading some official thing. He's actually reading the cartoon section on one side of it.
Knew it. I fucking knew it.
Of the piece of paper, and on the other side of the paper, it's transfer news. So sort of what handball players are being signed by what teams and things. And he looks incredulous, and he and he puts it away and says, "Oh, you're all here, fantastic. Monarch Industries have dropped 7%. Ridiculous. And he slams it down and stands up and pats himself down and says, so everybody else is in position so far. I've have them in plain clothes, all within the usual hustle and bustle of the theatre. We're not going to start for another hour or so. So whatever you wish to do is up to you. We have your package. He looks at you, Sangun. Is in the back. Tell me which floor you would like it on. Preferably not where everyone can fucking see it. And it's going to cause a panic. And if you don't know what I mean the big fucking gun you told me about yesterday.
Yeah.
The rest of you, you three will be on point. You know this better than anybody. And you have access to Autumn's itinerary as well. I suggest you go in with him. He's not going to be here for another hour or so, though.
Yep.
I was going to just scope the place anyway.
Okay.
Just ask to do a routine patrol, nothing too
Well, Sandgren was hoping, like, because it's a big theater, right?
Yeah, well, it's
But
there.
there
It's
are
on. It's
there
on the.
are perms up in the ceiling for where they rig the lights and such, right?
Yeah.
So this picture is the actual theater. So
Yeah.
on the left hand side is the theater. You have a rather nice austere bridge following outwards, and of course we have like another amphitheater on your other side, an opera concert hall on the other side. So we are in a very nice part of New Corinth right now. This is literally the scene. As you can see, it is evening or coming into evening. Rain is coming down. This is exactly what you're seeing from the park bench.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Sandgren would like Filiberto up in the perms, in a like kind of a sniping position, kind of keep an overlook, and with Ken up there with him. And Sandgren did bring little mini bottles for Ken.
Dennis is gonna stand to the side of the entrance so he can not like inspect where he's gonna stop people and touch them down, but like use his enhanced senses to kind of scan all the people coming in.
I would
And,
say somebody should shake down the servants areas of the theatre or the service areas, the spots that aren't so opulent and very visible.
Okay, so
Yeah.
give me just a sec to make some notes because I want this to play out correctly. So Dennis, you're outside, right?
No, like this is a theater, right? So he would be inside right after the entrance.
In the vestibule.
Yeah, like
yeah,
the foyer vestibule area.
Visible
Or
or
where-
not visible?
visible in full black coat, just standing there menacingly.
Ooh, okay, right. So you're in black coat, standing there. Okay, cool. Sangone, where are you gonna be?
So Sandgren is going to go in with his black coat and kind of do a walk through to, kind of keep an, just just kind of like looking like a routine inspection before a big thing happens. Not so routine, but these are unusual times.
So Swan does
then-
does collar you all three of you before you leave, and says he says, I have three things here, one for each of you, and they look like bandoliers with bullets on them. They do have bullets on them, but there is a red light and what looks like a speakerphone on they're almost like just on the shoulder of the bandolier, and he says, take the dongle here and basically looks like a headphone, like your ones that you wear like with your phone essentially, with a wire on it going to the speaker, and it just literally goes into your ear. And he says, press this once for me to speak directly to me. If I am within 100 feet of you, I will be able to hear you in my earpiece. Twice for Sangern for everybody, right? 3 times for Filberto for everybody, and 4 times for Dennis for everybody. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Understood.
4 times, got it.
100 feet, gentlemen. If you're outside that range, it'll be spotty at best. This is new technology. Stay at home, too.
Excellent. We'll make sure to make good use of it. But so just real quick, Dean, when Sangren does his patrol, he is going to stash because he's going to have his gun blade and he wants it accessible, but he's planning on being next to Autumn. So he's trying to have things close enough that he can grab his weapons in a moment.
Cool.
But but appear plain clothed because he's gonna walk in with Swan or not Swan, Autumn.
Okay, you're gonna walk in with him. Okay. Now we have Filberto. What are you doing?
Yeah, I wanted to shake the place down, do a quick shakedown.
So you go-
Preferably of like, I don't know, service areas and like basements and stuff.
Okay, so you're going anywhere that's not public.
Yeah,
Just
basically.
thinking, okay.
It's
Are
more
you
likely
gonna
to be
go
Python.
up to the? Are you gonna end up in the rafters?
Yeah,
like
I'll end
Sandgren
up
asked?
up in
You
the
got your own thing.
Yeah, I'll end up in the rafters. That'll be where I finish taking point. I'll try to stay out of line of sight.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that's not too hard up there.
No,
in the
no,
rafters.
no. If you're in the
Are
rafters,
there lighting crew that normally go up there, or is it mostly just automated sort of thing up top?
there are lighting. There are people around. Yes, you're all wearing black coats, are you not?
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just pointing out if there's anyone else up there with me.
There are general theatre hands, gaffers, people like that, sorting out lighting and sound and bits and pieces, making sure the generator's
Okay,
running
fair.
properly. But that's pretty much it. A lot of them
Yeah.
are lighting candles and setting the scene, making sure everything looks good, and they're essentially just making sure everything looks cool.
Okay.
Essentially.
So fair. I'll just try to stay out of line of sight from the crowd below.
All right.
They're the most important people at the theater, the lighting people.
Yep.
I'm definitely not saying this because I do lighting.
So let us. So I'm going to skip forward to when people start arriving. Let's skip forward a few hours. You found nothing untoward, Filberto. You found if an attacker's coming, it looks like it's either been set up beforehand, and they know exactly what they're doing, or they're just going to arrive and just go for it.
Yeah.
Essentially, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So you can radio that to everybody else and let them know if you wish.
Yeah, will do.
Okay. So let me just. So you all have that information now, and let's have a little. Let's have a little go here. So outside the building, we have Dennis, and Dennis. People are coming in and generally trying to make their way to the into the theatre. There's somebody on a piano just nearby. It looks like a butler, some sort, just going on and having a good old time. And are your vampiric senses up constantly all the time?
He would try that, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to need you to do a vampiric check for me.
Mind and devil blood, so that's 86.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Decent, right. So you've managed to keep it up for like an hour or two before you need to go into your blood reserves in your system to start, eating into them. So we're now like 10 minutes away from the actual thing starting. You do sense 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. What can only be described as vampires in the crowd surging forwards. Now, are you going to try and stop them from coming in if you can pinpoint them? Or are you going to move towards them in any way?
I would I know Swan has agents there, so I would, as they come in one by one, I would just report them to Swan with the 4 tap thing.
Okay, so you're gonna just ask him whether he's got vampires here ready to come in or anything.
Yeah, I'm just gonna and if I can, I would describe them somewhat. I don't know, blue eyes,
Okay,
Make them
short, etc.
so that Swan's people have them identifiable.
so
Yeah,
you,
they can
so
trail 'em.
either they can keep an eye on them, because the thing is, if they just start arresting every vampire that comes in, then the vampires instantly know.
so you basically stop the queue for a second just so you can check one thing, and you relay the information to Swan.
Basically, yes.
Yeah, so he, as calm as you can, you do that, and he radios back and says, I have no vampires on my staff. If there are any attempting to come in through the front entranceway, they are not with us.
But he's got agents
should
that
I-
can watch them,
Should
right?
I stop them or pretend I don't know and your guys will just keep an eye on them?
As you look up, you notice that the 7 that you picked out are swiftly backing away from the entrance. They're actually getting people out the way so they can move, back, and eventually they disappear out of eye shot around the corner.
Well, don't say anything about that because that would be my screw up. So
Okay, so you don't say anything. You're just like, okay, I'll handle it. Okay. So Swan says, and is everything okay? Do you need help?
The vampires seem to be gone. So they know we're watching.
Well, we were always going to be watching, my boy. Just keep, good work. Keep your eyes open. And he clicks off. So, inside, we skip forward a little bit more time, and Autumn makes his grand entrance. And everyone's applauding outside. You see a few, flashes from, old-fashioned Old West cameras, the doosh, doosh, going off as he gets out of his carriage. He takes his hat off and waves it to the crowd, smiling. And when he sees you, Dennis, he nods as he goes past you. Good evening. You just say nothing. He's a bit scared by that, and he just moves on.
We're in a disguise.
He just moves on. I was waiting for you to maybe say, oh yeah, hello. He says good morning, good afternoon.
Sorry, black coat moment.
And Sangun, are you wearing your mask?
No.
Okay, so when he sees you, Sangun, he brightens up a little bit and says, oh, right, thank God. How are you?
We're good. Let's keep moving.
All right, show me to the stage.
Sangren has got the radio on and is going to, as they're walking, just kind of check in with Filberto and Dennis.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I guess I would scope the crowd as it starts to mill in, if there's anything sus.
You're not seeing anything right now, no. No, you're not really seeing anything.
I mean, when did Dennis identify the vampires to either of us?
Not yet, no. Do you want to do that, Dennis?
I mean, I would have presumed Swan would do it, so he would not probably have thought of that.
Okay, let's do that.
I guess I'd see people being... Oh no, I guess this would be actually in the theatre itself rather than in the vestibule.
Exactly, yeah. So we're now in the theatre itself. So
you could have seen the ones coming in as they were described to you, right?
Yeah. So Swan would have relayed the information anyway. So let's just say that Swan has given you the information that Dennis has given Swan. 7 vampires. You've got their descriptions vague because they were only there for a few seconds, and yeah, they've now left. So, are you showing Autumn to his place on the stage?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're doing that, there is another commotion at the front, and Dennis, you see Havelock has arrived in another carriage, and he gets out, and people cheer for him as well. He's the older of the two gentlemen, so he doesn't get as much of a hooray, but people are there for him. People are very happy to see him, and he waves his hat and walks past you, and immediately you can see he stops and looks straight at you, and he just sniffs and says, "Evening, Dennis."
Would I recognize him?
Yeah, you met before in the party. It's in our second session though.
Although he didn't. You were in disguise at the party.
Yeah, wasn't it Denise?
Yeah, I was there as the girl.
Yeah, you were Denise.
Yeah.
But I mean, he knows a lot about all of us.
Yeah. He says, "I know that heavenly smell anywhere." And he has a half smile on him.
A large wink.
Okay, Dennis backs away at this point because he's crept out.
Yeah, he just nods and says, "Thank you," and walks straight past you and goes in. And once he's inside, he scans the room and he nods to you, Sangern, and exactly where you are. He can smell you, and he looks up to around. And are you in the rafters, Filberto, just hanging around there, just waiting?
Yeah, I am up in the rafters.
Right, so he sees Filberto leaning across, arms folded against the railings, looking down at him, and sort of, are you wearing a mask?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, so he's like pretty creeped out by that because you have a very large rifle on your back, and he's like, okay. He walks over to the stage and shakes Autumn's hand, and those two like share a few words that you can't hear. And he turns around to you, Sungun, and says, "Keep your eyes open, old boy. All right."
That's the job. And Sangren is the fur coat guy, the black sheepskin coat guy around?
No, you can't
Imagine
see him.
not wearing the black.
Yeah, you can't see him or smell him at this point.
Okay. I'm gonna keep an eye out for him as well, but
Okay, so the debate begins with, talks about general politics, general what they want to do for the working class of the city, what everyone wants to, how they should be talking about the Duskfall Empire, and do they want war, and should New Corinth even be backing the Dominion if such a war was to break out, and is anyone actually listening to the speeches, or are you guys more like focusing on?
I mean, honestly, once he says the thing with should the city even back the Dominion in a conflict, then it would be somewhat twitching on whether or not that guy should be shot, but he
Yeah.
then remembers his mission. But yeah, should that guy be shot
So-
at the moment?
So Havelock seems like a staunch Dominionite person. Like, he is completely against anything to do with the Duskfall Empire. He thinks it's a den of iniquity, that it is everything that's wrong with the world is spawned over there, and it gets like quite a few wry cheers and claps. Whereas Autumn's much more not centrist, but very okay. He says, look, we need to coexist. We need to make sure that everyone's interests are being looked after, and if that means that we need to partner with Duskfall in some way to limit the spread of magical corruption from the Driftwood and from anything that they're doing, then that should be something that we should be able to do. There's already been one great war. We've already beaten them in that great war, no matter what anybody says. The damages to their cities were huge. And he just says, look, the time for peace is now. The time for cooperation is now. And he's quite, a few people are shocked, but then they're applauding. Yeah, okay, that's reasonable. He doesn't want war, the main thing. So that's a general gist of what you're hearing at the moment. Things go on for a little while longer, and Dennis and Filberto. In fact, no, just Filberto. You hear like a click at your shoulder.
Is anyone seeming bored or uninterested while watching his speech?
No, they all seem
speeches?
pretty raptured. by
Except
what he's saying.
Dennis.
I mean, Dennis looks pretty fucking, Dennis just looks like Dennis. He just wants to kill things and,
and bite horse.
Yes. So, Filberto, you get a click at your shoulder and you hear Swan's voice. He says,
Yeah.
how's it going up there? I am downstairs. I am in the pantry. Just checking things over.
Looks good so far. Nothing to report so far. Everything seems in order at the moment. They're almost too quiet.
He nods and says, just keep your wits about you. And he clicks off.
Understood.
Dennis, yours clicks as well. And it's Swan, and he says, any news on our friends who attempted to gain entry?
They didn't come back a second time, at least through this entrance. I presume there's more than one, and that I'm just hanging out at the major one.
I have men surrounding the place, but not all of them are Blackcoats, and not all of them may be able to sense a vampire in the way that we can, but leave it with me.
Anything specific I should do differently? I should do no more people coming in really anymore, so any idea what I could do?
I leave that to your discretion, but there are ladders outside attached to the walls of the theatre. Perhaps you can check around there. Make sure no one's making a climb
No, that's an idea. I'm gonna go check the ladders and the roof.
Right. Eater, I'll send a few men behind you, just in case. So, as you make your way out, he clicks off. Sangun, there is a click, and it is Swan. He says, just checking in. How are our two friends?
Debating away. I haven't noticed anything yet, but I've got, my gear nearby just should things go south.
Just try to be your normal, glowering, towering, intimidating self, and we'll be fine.
And Sanger's just gonna kind of it's like I thought it was already, but and then like really just kind of loosen up for a second, and then really give the whole,
You hear him say, "That's better," and he just clicks it off. And goes to... So outside, Dennis, you are literally walking around this building looking for the utility ladders, and they are in an alleyway nearby. And you can see them. They've been lowered down though to the floor. You got a good knowledge of these things. They're not normally lowered down to the floor unless somebody's
that's
going
already
up.
suspicious.
Yeah.
So let's climb the ladders. Let's see what's up there.
Okay, so you go climbing up. Is your vampiric sense on?
I mean, he would have his guard up, but if he was feeling super tired, probably not.
Okay, so you climb up to the top of the roof, and the rain is lashing down as you get up there, and your black coat is like billowing in the wind behind you, and you can see at the skylight of the actual theatre, there are the same figures that you saw downstairs, all peering over the edge of the skylight, and you can sort of see.
Grenade time.
Yeah, you can sort of see. Okay, you're gonna chuck the sun grenade.
Yeah, that's not time for thinking. If they're vaguely the same people and they're vampires, sunlight grenade.
Okay, so roll a strength check for me just to hurl the grenade at them. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So you
Successes.
throw this and it clinks against the glass, and Filberto, you're like 10 feet below this glass, and you hear that clink, and you look up. I'm guessing you look up, and you see the several vampires there, and the grenade like hitting the side of the glass and rolling down. What do you do in that moment?
Is it fallen down, or is it just?
It's still on the other side of the glass.
Close your eyes.
Yeah, I'm gonna close my eyes.
Just shield them with
Actually,
you.
just because I fit. Nah, I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm gonna close my eyes and back away.
Yeah, you're just gonna
try to shield my eyes as much
put
move away
your
from it window as much as possible.
Put your eyes in the crink of your arms. Sort of thing. It's
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
Okay, so the grenade goes off, and the vampires are not pleased. The glass rains down from above everybody and tumbles down towards the crowd. Several people are impaled by rather large shards of glass as these 7 vampires hammer into the ground, some of them already on fire, throwing off their cloaks and their coats and everything, and they've got blades and guns and things attached to them, and they start intermittently firing into the crowd to get them out of the way to get to the stage, right?
Yeah. As soon as any of that happens, Sangren's gonna grab Autumn,
Yeah.
pull him back, and call over to Havelock.
So
And he's gonna
as you do this, do a perception check for me. In fact, no, Filberto, do a perception check. You're looking down at all this. So you can see everything going. You've got your rifle out. I'm guessing you're already scanning for targets. I'm just going to allot that damage from the grenade to the vampires. 1 sec.
I have low perception.
Yeah, but you use mind as well.
Okay.
Okay. Right, so that did do some damage to the vampires. Alright, so you can see that this vampire group, they're not going towards Autumn. They're going towards Havelock. They're going straight for him.
I'll shout. I'll page Sangan and say, "You've got the wrong man. You need to protect Havelock.
So
Havelock's the target."
So Autumn just like slips away, says I'll see you back at the hotel, and he just books it with his men towards the back entrance.
Yeah, I
But the
basically I
vampires
wanted to get them, but I did call for Havelock, so I guess I'll pull Havelock back to where I have my gear set staged.
Mm-hmm.
So I can load up.
So Havelock joins you, and like you've noticed like somebody throws him a sidearm, one of his men, and he just like cocks it. He knows exactly what to do with it. From the back of the area, you can see several more men enter, and they just start hosing people down with what look like Tommy guns. It's just like annihilating people as they come in, trying to forge a path towards the stage. At that moment, they are fired upon by other folks who are wearing black, and they run in from behind, and there is a huge melee going on, blade on blade, bullet on bullet, at the back of the theater, and you hear the first horrid, wailing, keening sound of devil-blooded powers firing off at the back of the stage area, back of the theater area, as fireballs are being slung and dispelled in midair by the Blackcoats, and the shit is fucking hitting the fan essentially. You can see Swan is there, and he literally has his cane, and he's just like firing at people with his cane, just like punching guys down, and just like he's hobbling around, but like they just can't get anywhere near him. He's just too quick with his cane, and he actually takes like out this very long blade from the actual cane itself, and it starts like using it like a rapier and just like slicing people, dicing people as he's going into the crowd at the back of the theater near the doors. So, these 7 vampires are desperate to get to Havelock. In fact, they have completely ignored Autumn. They're going all the way to one part of the stage. They've got no interest in him whatsoever. You notice even the vampires or the henchmen on the other side, they're trying to get towards Havelock. They're not trying to surround the place. They're not trying to get to the back of the place. In fact, Autumn just leaves. And is that a good... Filberto, do another perception roll. And if you get a good one, I'll let you fire off a few shots as well, as you're noticing.
I was almost going to throw... I was almost going to ask, did Sangan give us any of the sun grenades?
I did. That's why
Yes.
Dennis was able to use one.
Yes.
I basically split them up 3 ways.
Each,
I will...
because I think there was 6.
Yeah, I'd like to press but I'd like to immediately say to Sangan, don't look ahead of you. Shield
And
your
I'm
eyes.
gonna grab Havelock and basically use my coat to kind of cover us both as I pull us, because I did walk through this area, so
Yeah.
I want to basically find a hallway or a room with a sturdy door frame,
Okay.
so I can force them to come at me one by one.
So do a strength check first, Filberto. You didn't see anything else with that roll. To see throw the grenade.
Okay.
Oh!
Okay, so
Oh!
you hurl
That's
it.
amazing.
You hurl it straight down,
Yeet!
and as it hits the ground, it doesn't go right on target because you've only got 1 in strength. But it does detonate, and several of the vampires are blown backwards. Let's go, Sangan. Do a strength check to make sure that you've got your coat wrapped around both of you, and you can,
Sorry. Something stuck in my throat.
Okay. See how this goes. Yeah, you're
fucking good.
You're okay. Yeah. So you actually scoop him up, and you go into like an alcove corridor that leads to the backstage area, and you get your gunblade, and it's loaded, fully ready to go, and you're there ready to go. His henchmen are already diving into the vampires, but they're getting eviscerated. So Dennis, you get a thing, a alert from Swan. He says, Jump down. All the way. Just jump down.
Got it, boss.
Direct
But,
order.
he's
Just
unsure a
jump
bit.
down.
Because that's a bit high. So he is gonna, when he jumps, he's gonna try to jump on top of one of the vampires and maybe
Okay.
use the axe on him.
So
That should at least soften the fall.
because you didn't hesitate, I'm not going to make you roll for it. You jump directly off into the air and slam straight down. You stop almost as you're nearly hitting the floor. You slow down and you stop. And when you turn your head, there is what can only be described as a member of the Chamber Arcane holding their hand out and slowing you as you fall, and then just like depositing you nice and safe. But they immediately get stabbed from behind by one of the vampire henchmen. They go down to their knees.
Save your magic, bro.
Finally a wizard. So I would lunge at the vampire who stabbed the wizard with my...
They're quite far away. You're gonna have to run over to them if you want to do that. They're near the
Yeah,
door.
I would run over.
Okay, so you're just pissed that they killed your new friend.
Yeah, wizards are expensive.
Okay, so have you got your chain blades out and you're ready to go, or are you doing something else?
Yeah, I should have them out.
Okay.
So if it's a vampire, could I have put the vampire slaying silver tool at the end of my chains, or
Yeah,
would that
if
have
you wanted to.
been
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, then I would have.
Okay, so go ahead and do a full attack round because he's like trying to get his sword free of
Okay,
this.
so I guess that would be what would apply for the chain? Swordsman or athletics or brawn? Or none of the above?
I'm gonna let you choose because it's a specialist weapon.
No, that feels a bit cheesy because I do have higher stats in certain numbers than others.
No,
prefer you
it
choose.
has to be within reason. So it has to be like brawn or it needs to be a
Yeah.
combat skill, but you can be
Yeah,
anyone.
to me
you
it
want.
seems the closest to a sword, but that also feels a bit cheap to choose because I have the highest number in it.
Well, yeah, but you are using a blade, so
This
Yeah,
is
okay,
your
fair
weapon.
enough. So swordsman.
yeah, just use swordsman.
This is your particular weapon. Like, I had to, this is the weapon you've been using pretty much the whole
That's a
time.
lot of the successes. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7.
All right, so as he goes trying to pull this blade out, you slice both of his arms off with one chain, and then just wrap around and slice half of his head off with the other chain, and the Blackcoat falls off the sword and down to the floor and like holds her midsection, and it just like nods to you and like waves you off, like carry on, just go, I'm fine, sort of a
There are
thing.
people to kill. Off you go.
So.
Neat.
So you see Swan like hobble over to her and like put his hand on her back and like start like asking her if she's okay. Essentially, but he's not even looking up. He's got like his sword in one hand, just like batting away other henchmen as he's like asking her questions. Like just getting on with it, sort of a thing. Another day at the office.
Yeah.
But Filberto, what are you doing up there? What's going on?
So I'll take another pot shot. I'll pull out the rifle this time and take.
Have you got what kind of ammo have you got in there?
I'll load incendiary.
Nice. Okay. So you're going to be tracking and pulling.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
It
It is lever action, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So
Okay,
it'll be a
that's
single shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did. I would have split up some of the because I asked. There was some of that ammo fit his weapon, right?
Yeah.
So we all have lots of ammo. And by all, I mean the two of us, because they're all the ones with guns.
All right. So you punch one of the vampires from their feet and they fall over. These seem like fucking powerful vampires, though. Or there's something else going on because this incendiary ammo burns through their shoulder and their arm, and he goes down to one knee and he gets up and carries on running forwards.
What are we considering this as? What were you considering a successor? Sorry, was it 4 or 5?
4 for you.
Okay, so that would count. I'm going to count that as the auto kill.
All right. Yeah.
On a roll of a 3 up, I have to do the
Okay.
single hit for
Yep.
an insta kill.
Excellent. Do it. 3 up, isn't it? Yep. Oh,
It
sucks.
still does a shit ton of damage.
Still
right?
does a shit ton of damage. Yeah. So he carries on running forwards, and you aim the last bullet for like the back of his head, and it just misses, like clips his ear as it goes past, and you like curse as he goes running on. So, Sangan, several vampires are finished with Havelock's henchmen, and they are now coming straight for you. Are you? It's a wide enough corridor that they can try and get around you, but it's gonna be pretty hard. Havelock is already firing his revolver over your shoulder, which is like kind of deafening you, but like also like who gives a fuck? These guys need to die. So he's just like hammering shots into them as they're coming into you. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna pass him my revolver and then kind of take a step forward and just start hacking them.
Okay.
As they come up.
Okay.
You know, because I mean, this is about as good as it's gonna get without us being trapped.
Yes.
Somewhere.
Yeah. So go for it. You step forwards. Are you gonna fire off first, or are you gonna get the gunblade going?
Gunblade. Or actually, I want to save the gold Gatling gun for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? No, these guys are kind of ridiculous. I could drop like, 50 rounds or something of the gold Gatling gun into them.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some to spare.
So are you just gonna like just swing it around and fucking murder, essentially?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll call it strength because it's a fucking big ass cannon.
The other Gatling gun was also strength.
Yeah. So let's go with strength. And the bling cannon, the Blannon.
I mean, it's gold. It's gold.
Yeah.
It has to be. It's a bling cannon.
It's a bling cannon. Are you firing?
Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay.
Still figuring out some work stuff.
That's fine.
Yeah. So strength plus my giant.
Yes, you can do that if you want to like steady yourself and steady your aim.
Yeah, and then the 2 for doing an attack. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So. Oh, that is not great. Well,
Not
4's count.
Not great.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes and 3 ones.
I will let you roll a 1d6 on a 5+. You hit the guy that Filberto hit, which is important. No, you don't. So a lot of the bullets go raining into these vampires, but you get a real sense.
The crowd, because it's a machine gun and there's.
No, they're actually so. So I wish I could draw this, but like, so they're off to the side of the stage. So they're facing.
Yeah, I've left the stage.
They're facing side onto the stage, not into the crowd. Side onto the stage. So they're not firing. Yeah, they're firing across the stage basically, and there's no one on the other side because Autumn fucked off. So.
Since I'm not moving, I would get a second round, right?
Yes, you would get a second round.
I'm gonna try to do that one more time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I don't remember how many shots we said per turn. Or I don't think we did.
We didn't. So just roll these as and I'll do the damage from your strength roll that you do and your giant and stuff.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 ones.
6 and 2 ones. So 6 is okay. So we got 4 there basically. No, the ones don't count anymore because so 6. Yeah. So a load of shots head into these vampires. They're still coming though. Do another d6 to see if you hit the other vampire in a 5 or a 6.
Yep.
The damage is the same as the other Gatling gun, by the
5.
way. Okay, so what's the Gatling gun's damage? The other one? Not me.
The other one is 10 damage, AN1, but this one he said it had incendiary rounds.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to do roll 14d6 because you went for them twice, and we'll see how many of this goes through. And it's AN1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so. Alright, so the vampire that was hit by Filberto takes a load of bullets and just explodes in a shower of blood, ash, and cinders with this ethereal scream. But the shockwave sends you, not hurtling backwards, but do a strength check to see if you can still stay there. And I'll do one for Havelock. And so he goes flying backwards and like lands on the floor. You also
I ain't going nowhere.
You all know that this is a really hard check, Matt.
Really?
Yeah, I needed 5 passes, so we're gonna
I
be.
did get 5 passes.
Oh, did you got 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh shit! So you stand your ground, but you lose your target. Right, goes flying behind you. But you stand your ground. You're looking straight at them. Your vampiric centers are on, are they not?
At this point, they would be 100% on.
Okay, so whack them on for me with your stoking of the blood, and we will get going. And Dennis, you do your stoking of the blood as well, please.
Oh
'Cause
yeah, I
you're-
actually made that.
Yours would be on. You know, unless you don't think they would be on, then that's fine. But they probably would be if you're in combat.
So that's
Yeah, you're past it. Yeah,
Or
you're okay.
Oh wait, it's strength, right? Oh no, because I was doing mine.
mind plus
Yeah, but he
Devil
gets
blood.
devil blood.
yeah he gets pluses to So anyway,
Oh, because of his blood nonsense.
yes. So Sangun, there's something really wrong with these vampires. They seem drunk on blood. And Dennis, you've definitely seen this before, because this is what you were almost like a few sessions ago. So these guys are a few more liters of blood in than you were, and they are nigh on unkillable, but for an ungodly amount of damage. In fact, the pit of your stomach kind of drops when you realise, not only are these vampires more powerful than you guys, but they are absolutely roided up on blood at the moment. So the smell of them when you get close to them, it almost knocks you out. That's how bad it is. Like, it's literally like, oof, So let's go to their turn. The henchmen, 3 of them charge straight into Dennis, and we're going to do a few rolls here. So 2 attacks each. 66.
Those 2 have taken 2 of those sun grenades now, right?
Yes.
The ones that are attacking Dennis.
Yes. None of them hit. So they go and have into you, but none of them actually hit. So Dennis, you get to go back at these guys, and that's fine, Filberto. We're not that far away.
One attack?
As many as you normally get. It's your turn.
Yeah, but it's 2 attacks if you don't move, right? So
Yeah.
2?
Yeah.
So that would be 6 and a second time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on your first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on your second.
So you go like punching into these guys, and these are normal humans that have drunk vampiric blood, so they're a bit more superpowered, but not that much. You end up just carving them into fucking little goblets, essentially, and onto the floor, like gore everywhere. Splatters all over Swan, who's okay, fine, ruined his nice suit. Filberto, you're far above. Are you raining down shots into any of these guys? Because the vampires, you can see them to your right, far below, and they've got their backs to you. But all the henchmen, there's about 30 of them, and the Blackcoats are winning. But they need to get to the other vampires, and it's taking too long.
Yeah, I'll pop shots at the henchmen.
Okay, so you're popping shots. Pop as many as you get. As many as you get, the henchmen. Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay, that's a battle winner, essentially. So,
Holy shit!
from
That probably
above...
penetrates 3 of them, 3 or 4 of them
Well,
in a single headshot.
I'm gonna like say each one of those pretty much does that. Like you literally become like a gun cutter, Wild West gun cutter person.
Yeah.
So you just bang, lever, bang, lever, bang, lever. Each and every single bullet is headshot, 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 headshot. Knee shot, headshot. Like about 10 to 15 guys go down. You need to like reload, several times, but you just keep going and going and going. People just keep dropping, and eventually the Blackcoats are able to fight their way through, and Sangun is going to have some backup in a second. So Sangun's turn now, but they are going to come through and attack you, Sangun. So there's only...
Did they get knocked about by that explosion?
They did, but that's why only 3 of them are attacking you. 9d6, because they get 3 attacks each. Okay, so...
Okay, 6.
Yeah, so
That
they're...
second one got 2
Six.
ones.
1, 2,
They
3,
did.
4,
He
5,
did.
6, 7. The second.
Let me just go down here. So, you have 6 armor, right?
I have my black coat, so I have 7.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 7. Alrighty. That does after damage 11 damage. After
Oy.
after your armor. So
That's from yeah, that's from 16 to 5, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen.
Yeah, 16 to 5. That is a bad one. Okay. But
Yeah.
you do have a turn to retaliate, and I think it's going to be one fucking hell of a retaliation.
Oh, it is, because if we recall, we're rage fueled.
Yes. That's
So
what I was looking
I
at.
think it's time for a gunblade,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna do a couple of. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do 2 full rounds with the gunblade.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. 12 plus 2 for giant plus 2 for attack.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually 16 dice. Right
Ouch.
Oh, that's not a great roll.
Not
That's
fantastic.
still 1, 2, 3, 4 successes to 4 ones. Or we're doing attacks, so not ones.
Okay.
Alright.
So yes. So you do manage to cleave one of them in twain, who's already taken some damage. So you fire a little bit into him, and then you just like slam the blade down and shear him straight in half. Another explosion occurs, to which I need to do.
Both need to do strength checks again, then, yeah.
Yeah. So this is he goes flying backwards again. He is now unconscious. Essentially, he's just lying on the floor, like on the floor. And you just stay where the fuck you are. You
made
don't give a
5
shit.
successes.
Yeah, you just don't
Again?
give a shit. Yeah, you just stand there ready to go. The Blackcoats, there are now 6 Blackcoats behind them, firing into them with everything that they've got. And eventually the vampires do start to go down. And
I will call out the warning about the explosions.
yes, okay, all right, cool. So let's say that they are blown backwards as well, but the hammering down, you know, they seem to drop. They seem to drop eventually. And now we have one last vampire who essentially looks at you all and then goes down to his knees and opens his eyes, and they're like glowing embers. And he turns to you, Sangern, and he says in a rather too feminine voice,
Familiar human feminine voice?
I've seen you. You. And he like points to you, Sangern.
And I'm gonna say, oh, maybe it'll be the last thing you ever see. And then can I take a swing at the dude?
Sure, you can do. So, you just I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. You just like cleave his head in, and another explosion happens. But you're used to it this time. The others caught you off guard. You just stay central, and he explodes, and quiet.
So, is this guy like almost still on stage at this point?
Yes,
Is he back?
essentially, yeah.
So Sanger just kind of fucking walks up and cleaves this guy in half. There's a massive explosion, and Sanger just standing there with his black coat waving in the explosion wind.
Yes, essentially. And then like almost too late, a cloak falls to the ground from above you, like a red cloak, and then this furry shape slams down, sword drawn, like, oh fuck, I missed it. And yeah, go on.
Can I pat Rake on the back?
Yeah. But that's where we'll leave it. This session. So you guys got away with it this time, which was good.
Somehow.
Yay.
You made essentially coming into it. You made basically every decision was spot on. Like I wanted you to have a big weapon. I wanted you to go and see Tobias. I wanted you to go and get Rake's help. He didn't even need him in the end. So this is the one time where everything went perfectly, where you didn't have to.
Oh, we better get some fucking medals for this.
Yeah,
thing,
we
'cause I just
failed
killed-
upwards.
You failed upwards, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Sanger did kill 3 of those by himself now.
Yeah, I mean, I think you all did some badass shit there.
Not by
Yeah.
not by yourself.
True. No, not at all by myself.
After 2 grenades.
2 grenades
Yeah.
from each of you. So between the 3 of us, we killed like 5 of these vampires and like a bunch of other dudes.
About 30 of the 40 to 50 henchmen, yeah. So, the Blackcoats are going to look at you with new, yes.
We better get those medals this time.
Not smart but strong.
Better medals.
So we've got some homework for you, because we have 2 sessions to go in this season. So things are going to start ramping up as we go, and the mysteries start to unfold. But in between now and next session, one of your rewards will be sponsoring a brand new lair for yourselves, where you can to retreat to. You're in Batcave, wherever you want it in New Corinth. So I want you to come up with some ideas, and it can't be ostentatious. It's got to be somewhere secret that you can retreat to when when you need to. But yeah, you will now have a base of operations that the Blackcoats will help you with, and they will even give the workers amnestic drugs, so they will not be able to tell where your space is. So, if you want somewhere, come up with some ideas. As long as it's within the scope of the setting, I'm good with it. They will sponsor you for it, because you need a place to go to be. You're still working for Autumn, so I mean you are protected on this one. So I doubt there'll be a lot more debates, to be honest with
We
you.
also did solve the case.
Did you though?
I mean, we know it was the crazy vampire that killed him.
There were clues in this session as to who's behind the whole thing, but I will leave that to your wild imaginations. So, things will kick on next session, but next session we will start in our brand new lair, and the more you give me, I will get art, and I will get hopefully D&D style maps for it as well, and we'll have a nice, cool reward for you, being your own layer of operations. All right. So
We're no longer the new guys.
no, you're no longer the new guys anymore. This is like the event that makes. Oh yeah, we know who they are. It's fine.
We're vaguely competent. Vaguely.
And also, if you can come up with a name for your group, right? Something that people, so like the cell name. So the 3 of you are now linked in the Blackcoats eye. So if they need to send a team, they'll go and get the A team. You guys. So you need to come up with your own cell name. And
All right, we need to go on those. You guys watch Ruby, the Rooster Teeth show?
No, I haven't seen that one. Oh, was that
Oh.
Red v Blue or another
Yeah.
one?
RWBY.
Oh yeah.
again, something in universe would be nice. So Sangan, you receive 2 points, and I would like you to put 1. Give me a second. I would like you to put 1 in mind, please,
All right,
and 1 in strength.
makes sense.
And Dennis, I would like you to create a new skill set for weapons. A new skill tree for weapons.
Okay.
Called Chain Blade. And I would like you to put D3 plus 3 in there, please. Skill points.
1D.
So
that's,
5.
5.
5 skill points are in and that is what you're going to use now for your chain blades. We're gonna go with put 1 in strength. You get 2 points. Put 1 in strength.
Yeah.
And as long as it's not in strength, I will allow you to put the other one wherever you like.
So the other one I'll put in mind.
Okay. So, Filberto, I would like you to add 2 skill points to your rifle, to your rifle. In fact, no, 3 skill points to your rifle, because that was such an astounding level of shooting there. And I would like you to put 2 points. And this time around, as long as it's not in mind, you can put them wherever you like.
I might put them in perception.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll
skills?
just put them straight into perception. I won't even bother with strength.
Okay.
I'll keep my puny 1 strength.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right, and that is it for now. So you got lots of rewards there, and you got a new layer. So that's to think about. Think about a cell name for me, and then next time we'll be getting into the end game or the start of the end game with session 8. So I'll see you then.
Later.
Good session,
Later.
guys. See you later. Have a good one.
That's fine. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye. So, that is the end of session 7. So we are getting into the end game now, which will be, you know, I think it might be session... Hang on a second. Let me just have a look here. What session is it? No, we're at... Yeah, so we are on... We're doing session 8 now. So it'll be session 9 next time. The final 2 sessions of this season of Blackcoats. So, thank you very, very, very much for watching. It is going to be an absolute riot. And I can't wait for you to see it. So, have a good one. And I'll see you next time. See you guys.